Vita Vea is a terrifying man. He's a 6'4", 347-pound monster that can clog the center of your defense. With his huge frame and raw strength, he's a prototypical nose tackle in the NFL. The big question that Vea has to answer is whether or not he's more than just a run defender. Obviously, with that size, he has the strength to overpower blockers, but does he have the ability to rush the passer as well? In my opinion, yes, I think he does. But he's still extremely raw with his technique, and he has to improve in that in order to take the next step as a pass rusher. In this play, Vea jab steps to the right and gets the center to lunge in the wrong direction. This opens a gap wide enough in order for him to run through. If the running back wasn't there to double team this block, this should have been a sack. However, this initial penetration forced Rosen to release the ball quickly and not allow him to step into the pocket. In the NFL draft, I can see Vea going as early as pick 9 to the 49ers. As of right now, it honestly really depends if you think he's more than just a pure run stuffer. For example, the Washington Redskins could desperately use his run stuffing abilities, but they'd only take him at 13 if they believed he has the upside as a pass rusher as well. As a prospect, Vea has incredible strength to collapse rushing lanes. He can dominate single blocks, and I believe he has the potential to wreak havoc as an interior pass rusher as well. However, he'll sometimes rely too much on his power to win his assignment as opposed to being technically sound as a rusher. In my opinion, he's still worth a mid-first round pick based on his potential to become a 3-down player in the NFL. In college, Vea lined up everywhere on the defensive line. He took the most snaps as a defensive tackle with over 300, while he took roughly 100 snaps as a nose tackle and defensive end as well. In this scheme, he primarily played as a two-gapping player. He would read the movement of the offensive line and react to what the player did in front of him. He'd use his strength to control the blocker, and he'd make plays based on that. He also occasionally played as a one-gap defender as well. In this assignment, he uses bursts off the line of scrimmage to penetrate into the backfield. While many people don't believe he can fit this role in the NFL, as guys like Aaron Donald are the elite examples, I actually think he has potential in that regard. Versus UCLA, he lined up as a two-eye defensive tackle. He timed the snap well and started to penetrate through the line. Now, UCLA obviously did a fake pitch and he ended up nowhere near the running back, but his burst to penetrate is certainly there. In run defense, Vea is an extremely stout player. You don't run at him unless you send two blockers in his direction. He can stack and shed and has the strength to handle these single blocks with ease. Versus Stanford, he did a fantastic job of out-leveraging the right guard and bull rushing him to the backfield. This helped collapse the running lane and shut down this play for a small gain. Earlier in the same game, he flashed a great ability to stack and shed the right guard to force the running back to cut around him. This run is designed to attack the B-gap using the fullback. However, Vea was too powerful to let that happen. After the snap, he used his strength to hold the block and peek inside the B-gap. The running back saw the helmet work into the gap, so he was forced to slow his momentum and cut behind the block. Vea watched the running back do this, so he simultaneously threw the guard out of the way before helping tackle him to the ground. As I was tracking his plays, I only had one thought the entire time. This dude is really freaking strong. He's a load in the middle of the defensive line and consistently made an impact on running downs. At times, he would get tired and his pad level would rise, but most of his snaps he had the power to at least maintain his gap and shut down the running lane. Now, one of the most crucial roles a nose tackle has to fill is the ability to withstand double teams. I feel like he has the strength to hold the point of attack, but his base and footwork needs to be improved. He sometimes won't be ready to take on the double team and he'll get knocked to the ground. That's what happened in this play versus Penn State and allowed the running back to get by. Now, this didn't happen on every snap, but it was something that consistently came up in my tracking. On other plays, he flashed a quick shedding ability to throw not one, but two defenders off of him. The running back still got through the defensive line, but the angle that he was forced to take allowed the safety to come up and help stop this play before it busted open. Now, at the start of the video, I explained that I think he can be more than just a run defender. I really do believe that. I think he has the initial quickness to be an effective penetrator, and he has the power to dominate guards and centers. After the snap, he burst towards the right side of the line. They then executed what's called a hump move. The hump move was actually Reggie White's specialty and allowed him to collect almost 200 sacks in the NFL. In this play, Vea faked like he was going to use a rip move on the outside shoulder, and then he used the same arm to knock the center off balance. Vea obviously didn't get the sack, but his blocker was called for holding, and the pressure he created allowed another defensive lineman to finish the play. Here's another example where Vea showed that same level of violence. Even though he didn't get the sack, he still scared the hell out of this offense and forced them to double team for the rest of the game. Now, that might not seem a lot, but it definitely is in the NFL. In my opinion, that ability alone is enough to be considered pretty high in the NFL draft. But not only can Vea do that, I think if he perfects his pass rushing technique, he can win on his own. With that being said, while Vita Vea is extremely strong, he's still very raw and doesn't have any sort of counter moves developed. If his first rush fails, he has above average pursuit, but that's not enough to consistently win based on that. Moving on, and for his pro comparison, I think Vea has the upside potential of Haloti Ngata. Ngata was taken 12th overall back in 2006, and that's roughly where I think Vea will go as well. They are both the same size, both ran the same 40-yard dash, and both are extremely strong prospects. They will command double teams on the defensive line. In my opinion, Vea has the talent to become a top-tier player based on his size and strength, but he'll only reach that if he learns and perfects his pass rush techniques at the next level. Well, that's all I have for you. If you enjoyed this breakdown, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'll continue breaking down prospects for the next few weeks leading up to the draft. If you want to donate and get access to my big board, click on the link to my Patreon account below. Just a small $1 a month donation will help support this channel and will keep allowing me to create these videos. Thanks again for watching, and you can follow me on Twitter at Samuel R. Gold.